Hey everybody, Self-Care Challenge Day 15 of 49 days of self-care. Are you looking after you? Are you checking in with yourself? Are you aware of what's going on within you? Meaning, like your thoughts and your feelings and your physical feelings, even. Sometimes we get so busy, wrapped up in the day to day, all the life things, all the human things we have to do and take care of, right? That we tend to just kind of blow off or disregard what we're thinking, what we're feeling, both emotionally and physically, right? Because we quote unquote have things to do. Do you tell yourself that? I have things to do, or I have too much to do. So then you're not really grounded in your physical body very well, right? And get in that headspace or in that automatic pilot mode. So today we are talking about root chakra healing and being self-aware. Exactly, being self-aware, right? So checking in with yourself. Forgive me as I'm still trying to multitask. Almost done. There she is. Let me say hello. Hey, love. Hi, Iona. Good morning. Totally afternoon for you right now, isn't it? So for those who don't know, I'm in Ohio in the United States, and Iona is in the UK. It's my soul sister, my joint vision partner, and we still make the time change difference, whatever you call it. Make it happen, make it work. Iona says, oh my God, I hear so many people talking about being busy, quote unquote, busy all the time. What is that? I hear you, and I kind of feel a little, not guilty per se, but it's the mind, isn't it? Like I tell myself too, I have so much to do. Like we had this conversation yesterday, right? I was telling you like, oh, there's so much to do. And then I had a friend invite me to do a online thing with her. I think it's like a class or I don't know if it's an all week thing or just a night. I didn't click on it to really read it, but I was like, I didn't even give myself time to add on any type of courses. Yep, afternoon. Sorry. I was going to say it's almost 11 here. I know it's got to be afternoon for you, right? Quote unquote, busy doesn't feel on purpose. Is and isn't busy on its own. No, because sometimes we think we're busier than what we are, right? Sometimes like if we really paid attention, time yourself sometime about how much time we spend online, right? How long do we spend scrolling Facebook, reading memes or clicking on articles, or if you watch TV or the news, how much time do you actually spend on that, right? Not saying that you can't allow yourself to have that time, but really being mindful of the time that we spend and what we're using our time on, right? Because Iona does teach intentional living code. So really being intentional with how we spend our time. So yesterday specifically, Iona, as you know, but I'm going to share this, we were having conversations about what our tasks are in our business, right? So the things that we quote unquote need to do yet. That is intentional though. It's not just being busy. It's not just taking up space or being distracted, like that's a very different lack of purpose, really, or being not intentional, right? When we just give ourselves things to be busy with to distract and avoid, which is totally the opposite of being intentional and setting those tasks and moving through and having a purpose behind them, right? Very different energy. Iona says, okay, quote unquote, busy doesn't feel like freedom. There's that. We know we have more time than what we waste. And yes, scheduling out our time every day. Exactly. There is a massive difference in the two. So being busy on purpose and intentionally, or just like mentally busy, because I've done that, like just distracted myself with things in the past before, scrolling on Facebook or even watching videos. Sometimes we watch videos to learn things or because, there's just something that we need that day, or it might be an intentional meditation, which those things I still do. Like the meditation videos, going to sleep to those. I just did that last night again, which was lovely. And then there's times where I would watch videos that I didn't really need to watch, that I wasn't really gaining a benefit from, but it gave my mind, excuse me, something to do, right? Very different energy, not what we're looking for. Iona says we are not busy when we are progressing and yeah, settling or setting our day intentional. Yeah, for sure. So just how we use that word busy, right? Being intentional with our time. So root chakra healing. The root chakra, for those who aren't familiar with the chakra, sits at the base of the spine. And it deals with things like safety and security, right? Feeling grounded within our physical bodies. I think of that financial a lot of times when people think of finances, can't even say the word, or want to start working on healing some of that those financial barriers, I'll say it that way, some of those money blocks, right? Energetic blocks that block us from either receiving or kind of holding on to, allowing ourselves to keep some, if you will, or how we spend it, how we share the money. There's a word I've been looking for. It just has not been clicking with me. But a lot of that sits in the root chakra. It has to do with our basic needs because in our human life experience in society as we know it right now, it requires money to survive, right? We use money in exchange for food. We use money for in exchange for electric. We use money in exchange for the internet so that we can get on here and communicate and connect, right? We use money in exchange for clothes that we need, any other services that we're looking for. And a lot of that sits in the root chakra because when we feel like we don't have enough, that our basic needs are not being met, then we don't feel safe and secure, right? So that's wonky energy in the root chakra specifically. So I just want to bring that up definitely for today's topic and conversation. Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to come back to comments and I almost repeated one. Oh, 1551. How cool. And it says people keep describing not being able to, quote, hold on, end quote, to their money. Yeah, I'm hearing that more. So it used to, I won't say used to be, but in the beginning, on this part of my journey, I would hear more about like, you hear about manifesting and receiving, although receiving is twofold because, and I think that's the word that I'm actually looking for. And here's what I mean by that. Receiving fully, that might be a key word that goes along with the receiving. We can manifest it and it comes our way, but do we allow ourselves to fully receive it? Or is it like either A, we push it back, or B, we let it come in, but then we quickly move it through, right? It's like hot potato. Ooh, juggle it for a hot second, and then what did I spend it on? Where can I give it away? Who can I give it to, right? It flows out quicker than it's flowing in, or it's flowing in and out very quickly, but then it's not staying in my space. I'm not really receiving it within my space, if that makes any sense. Again, there's a word I'm looking for that. So if it comes to you, let me know. Hold on, I guess was it, right? Can't hold on to it. Not that we want to hold on forever, but for a little bit, or maybe save some for some things that we're aiming to do or wishing to do, or a vacation we would like to take and more memories we would like to share in a different space, right? Maybe something we would like to purchase for our home or RV life or something, right? But part of that process, a lot of that energy again in the root chakra. So some of the things we can do to help heal and balance and align the energy in our root chakra is what I've called healing hands, because even if you're not attuned to Reiki or any other type of energy modality, we are still energy. So therefore, we still have an innate ability to heal ourselves, right? So you can rub your hands together and just place them kind of in your lap, facing towards you, so that your energy can clear, balance, and align in your root chakra. Something else you can do, you notice I'm wearing my red shirt again today, because color therapy. So wearing clothes, eating foods, even using different color lights and crystals that relate to the root chakra. So the root chakra resonates with the color red. For solfeggio frequencies, and I've not busted out the tuning forks just yet. The solfeggio frequency that resonates with the root chakra is 396. And to continue on in your journaling process, if you're writing some things out and you're really focusing on the root chakra, you can start with the words I have, right? Basic needs. What do you have that are met? What do you have that it is an extension of your basic needs, right? So I just looked up and I saw a picture that I have of bears. I love black bears, right? So it's a picture of black bears. Trying to remember if that's the picture I brought home from Tennessee one year. May or may not be, but I love black bears. It's not part of my basic needs to have this picture, but I adore it. I've had it for years. I still love it and I'm grateful for it, right? So even something as simple as that. Many of you know I like to garden, so I have food growing in my garden, which is stinking amazing, and that helps support my basic needs, right? But I also have some plants in my room. You can't see them right now, but in my room that I don't eat. So I don't necessarily need them for my basic needs. It's very good for me, but you hear what I'm saying. I'm so grateful for that. So big or small doesn't matter, you guys. Just add the gratitude and have it and feel it. Feel the gratitude for it. Elemental healing for the root chakra, excuse me, is earth. So it's still pretty nice out, at least in Ohio. If you want to get outside, get your bare feet in the ground. Just be outside in the energy, receiving that energy. Part of the reason I have plants in my house, it's not my house, but in this room with me, is to receive the energy of earth, right? Receive that plant energy. It's beautiful. Iona says, oh, see, I want to keep repeating those. Sorry about that. RV life, right? Absolutely. That's how I'd like to travel. Just hop in an RV. Not the only way, but this sounds like so much fun to me. And I like the nature and the camping, and it would just be a great experience. Even if I just did it for a month, a couple years, on and off throughout the years, who knows? It's fine, but I would like to experience that. Iona says 1555, cool knits. Beautiful. They are beautiful. They really are beautiful. So I'm going to keep this video. Actually, I'm just going to shorten it, but I don't want to shorten it too much because with Iona's intentional living codes, let me expand on that just a little bit before I hop off of here. And by the way, thank you everyone, and thank you Iona for coming on still with me since I'm early. Most of you know that I take care of my mama, and she has an appointment today right at the time I usually do my lives. So I wanted to come on early and make sure that I still showed up today. So speaking of showing up, with Iona's intentional living codes and the Soul Legacy journal for Soul Legacy Academy and Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. I need to not say it so quickly. Today's contribution freedom, right? So how do we show up in each of the roles that we have? So how do I show up here, right, on this live, in business, as a person, as a friend, as a mentor, just as a human, right? How am I showing up as a daughter and a caregiver for my mom? How do I show up for my kiddos, right? I haven't talked to them just yet today, but there's plenty of time. So how will I show up for them? Again, how do I show up in business? How do I show up in the many different roles that we have? How are you showing up? And do you notice that when you check in with yourself and you're aware of yourself, then we can show up, quote unquote, better. So my acronym of BEST YOU, we can show up more in the best version of ourselves when we increase that self-awareness, when we're clearing out and balancing our energies, and when we're intentionally making those efforts. So we show up on these lives intentionally, one for ourselves, right? Don't think for any minute or a hot minute that I'm not doing self-care for me, and also wanting to share and be supportive with all of you, right? We show up intentionally in all the things that we attempt to offer and share, again, with family members, with friends, and whatever roles that we have. So that's contribution. And do you feel freedom in being able to show up and contribute in the ways that you want to contribute? Or is there something getting in your way? So the first thing that came to mind was like, well, two things really. One being fear, right? We have those fears that kind of get in our way and block us from showing up because we want to hide because of that fear. And then two, money, right? Do you not show up because there's some kind of a block that's getting in your way of receiving the energy back to you? Are you not showing up, or do you over show up because there's fear of not having enough? So you're trying to overdo it, right? Try to make things happen quickly because of that energy of fear and scarcity, of lack, that worry mode because we're not feeling safe and secure. Therefore, we're not grounded. And then we get stuck on the hamster wheel, right? Are we showing up in efforts to contribute with good intentions, but not really showing up as the best version of ourselves with clear energy because, right, we have that wonkiness going on. Are you aware of that? I've done that, like panic mode. Like, oh snap, there's no money, and I still have plenty of bills to pay and still got to eat, and still want the internet to show up here and be able to do what I want to do. And I'm just trying to scramble and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't work out very well. Just saying. Anna says yes to showing up. Absolutely. We don't want to be too quote unquote busy to show up in all those roles. So true, right? Because sometimes what happens is we might over focus in one area and start to lack another, starting with self, just saying. Right? Hence the self-care movement, the self-care or the self-love movement, the self-care challenge. Why I want to continuously remind you on the daily, because it's every day, even though we say it's 49 days, it's on the daily. It's funny because my times on StreamYard, I want to point this out because you pointed them out. I just saw 15:51. I looked away, of course, a few seconds, came back right on the 15:55. So that's so funny. You shared those numbers with me, and then I saw them on the little, StreamYard clock. Self-care. I had to remember where I left off. Self-love and self-care, but showing up in those spaces to remind us that it starts here, right? This is the body we're showing up in. This is the energy we're showing up in to contribute in all of our roles. So what kind of energy are we showing? What kind of energy are we bringing out? If I'm feeling exhausted or stressed or in fear or in lack, which is more stress and more fear, and I'm feeding that icky, gunky, gross energy. And that's what I'm bringing as I show up to you, or I even show up to mom. How's that going to look, right? What's that going to turn out to be? What kind of energy flow am I creating there? That one just kind of made me kind of icky. Gave me the willies. But for real, right? Think about that. Iona says, love that contribution. Absolutely. Great reminders. Thank you. You are welcome. It doesn't work out well at all exactly in big bold letters. It doesn't. It truly doesn't. The laughing. I love the laughs. I'm glad you laughed with me. Thank you. Boom. Love the time. I know, right? How cool. Iona says, oh, yeah, please, let's clear that call. Yes, and thank you. Me too, right? So if you've not yet signed up, please, in addition to these daily lives, join us on the Collective Energy Clearing monthly Zoom call. And we can clear out some more energy, right? So that we know that we are doing what we can do for ourselves, for our own well being, and in how we are showing up for others too. Clear energy. Yes, please. Excuse me, typo. I was thinking of the call. I picked it up. Got it. Thank you. Thank you for that. So again, please check the description. Seriously, there are a few links there. There's some offers to get together to, again, clear that energy, to have that support. Iona has an amazing system. If you have a book and a business and a YouTube channel, or you're trying to get it all together and you're building your courses, and instead of having them all misplaced and all over the place, how to bring it all together with keywords, work and life balance, right? Because as we just talked about today, we want to show up as the best version of ourselves. We want to take care of ourselves so that we can show up as the best version of ourselves as we contribute outward. And that requires that balance, that harmony, whichever word you choose to use, right? To me, I say it kind of the same. I don't see balance as straight line, like I just kind of had this image of having this little pole and trying to balance a plate on it. Like it's wobbly like the plate, but that's all still balanced because it's still up there, but it doesn't have to be steady and straight, right? And it says, thanks for the shout out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Harmony and balance. Yes, ma'am. So I love it. And it says, love you billions. I love you billions too. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all who hopped on, out, and back for the replay. Love you so much. And I will see you tomorrow for emotions and sacral chakra healing. Homework. Almost forgot it. See, I'm glad I caught it before and I almost hit the end broadcast button. Homework for today for our self-care challenge is check in. Seriously, check in with yourself. So just do like an inner body scan. Pay attention to your physical body first. Do you notice any stress, any tension, any dis-ease going on in that body? If so, what is it and where is it? What could it be telling you? What do you need? Sometimes it's changes in our diet, sometimes it's more movement. Like I've noticed that my seat, my physical bucket, it's a polite way of saying it online, is getting sore from sitting on it too much. So I need to get up, move around, right? It's like my clear indicator, get up and move. Same with the joints. I've noticed that when my joints get stiff, I need to move my body more. And when you think about it, for those of you who experience things like arthritis, that's one of the recommendations to help ease the pain of arthritis is body movement. So that could be one if you're experiencing headaches. For us, it's nearing into that allergy season again. Are you experiencing some allergies? And then tie that in, you guys remember? Remember where the chakras are on the physical body and then what chakra is governing that part of your body. So anything in the throat or the shoulders, the back of the neck, even your jaw, your teeth, all would be like throat chakra, right? Upset stomachs, indigestion, those sorts of things may be something going on with energy in your solar plexus chakra, right? Hips, legs, low back, feet. Think of your root chakra again. Are you feeling steady? Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling pretty wonky, right? Be mindful of that. Check in and see what your body is telling you. Iona says, fitness challenge, whatever. Just being funny because I've been so resistant to moving again. Hey, Darlene, yay. Darlene says, caught you live. Fantastic. I was getting ready to hop off too, girl, but thanks for coming. Good to see you. All right, what are you doing for you? And are you checking in with yourself? Are you clearing out the energy of your root chakra? Are you feeling grounded or do you feel that wonkiness? How you doing? If you feel comfortable, share. If not, hit me up in the DM. Always want to be mindful and respectful of people's privacy too, right? Like I totally invite you to share. And I think that we should share more and support each other more. But I also understand that some things are private and that's okay too, right? No pressure, no blame, shame, and guilt, and no pressure. Iona says, I noticed on my chest this afternoon. Did you? So some heart chakra stuff going on there, huh? Which makes sense considering our conversations, to be honest. Darlene says, yes, clearing the gunk. Absolutely. She used gunk. I love it. I love that word, not going to lie. Not that I love the gunk, but I love clearing it, right? And I love the relief and from the release of clearing it. It's beautiful. So again, back to that homework for today and the root chakra. Check in with yourself. See how you're feeling in mind, body, and spirit, right? So we're not leaving any areas out. Are you feeling stable? Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling wonky? Again, no blame, shame, or guilt. We're just doing intentionally checking in, intentionally doing things to help us clear that energy, to feel more balanced, to feel more grounded, right? And it says, yeah, it does. It did make sense. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful. Appreciate you guys so very much. Again, if you're comfortable, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you find when you check in. Share with us what you do, what helps you feel grounded, what helps you be more self-aware, what helps you take care of you, and how you take care of you intentionally each and every day. And I'll see you here tomorrow again for sacral chakra healing and emotions, emotional regulation, right? So much love. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.